teams. Probably a Warsaw. Probably himself, of course, a form team at the moment, so a chance to perhaps break some of those statistics that we were talking about earlier. Steer the ball high and back forward, but in the end going behind for another goal kick to Newport County. Of course, the start for Sam Hutchinson tonight. Romain Sawyers put a good shift 17 minutes the other night against Gillingham. And of course, Jake Reeves continues his comeback, wearing that captain's armband. Got through the 90 minutes against Gillingham. And Johnny Jackson saying yesterday he wanted to be careful with the decision on what he did going forward with Jake Reeves, but starts again tonight. Now his back is going to stay there.
Yeah, here's Hudlin for Newport. Back in towards centre field, but the Dons can pick it up once again, and now a chance maybe for Stevens to get going down the left-hand side. Tilly bombing forward on the overlap on this left-hand side, but it's steered back now to Alistair Smith. Finds himself closed down. Back it goes now to Ryan Johnson. And so once again, Dons finding themselves closed down. And back it will go once again to Owen Goodman, who clears it forward out on this near side and out for another throw to Newport County.
Not being allowed to settle here as the home side are really trying to assert themselves here.
Anyway, here's Kieran Evans now in centre field for Newport. Still out towards the far side. Glennon tries to flick it on and does. And you'll get it back towards that far side for Newport. High hanging across into the centre. It's going to bounce all the way over towards the near side, but well retrieved by Spellman for Newport. Touch back now to McLaughlin. All fighting into the centre towards Hudlin. Oh, and in the end it was well dealt with by Harbottle. Still not completely cleared by the Dons inside the penalty area. And eventually it's fired forward. Back towards halfway, where Kelly drops deep into his own half and tries to set the Dons up maybe for a counter-attack on that far side. It's with Nerfield. Back now with Reeves. It's Harbottle. Dons combining well to gradually make their way from right to left. Hutchinson now will square it for Tilly. Now here's Smith on halfway. But now with Reeves once again. With Tilly on this near side. Don's turn maybe to get a bit of possession under their belt and just keep it for a while and maybe take the sting out of the early Newport momentum.
Tilly's seeing a little bit of the ball here early on. Of course, a happy hunting ground for him.
Only a couple of goals in last season and he'll whisk away from a hat-trick with a header that was well saved by Townsend, the goalkeeper, on that particular afternoon for Newport. Meantime, here they come now down the left-hand side once again. Gundere carrying the fight forward for the Dons. Tilly with a right-footed ball into the centre. A little tempted header came in, which ultimately was easy pickings for Jacob Carney. It was Matty Stevens who was forward, but was well shackled there by the Newport defenders. Managed to get a header in of sorts, but nowhere near the accuracy or power that he was looking for. Easily grabbed by the Newport keeper.
Wimbledon stringing a few passes together. They're going from back to front though, which is good.
Still 0-0 though. Coming up to 6 minutes gone then here at Rodney Parade. We're live with Radio WDON, myself, Mike T, Rob Cornell, starting off the new year. Hopefully as we mean to go on this evening. And it's a free kick now to the Dons as Tilly came under challenge there by Shane McLaughlin. A player whose late penalty left such emotional ripples on the Dons. He was initially on the Gillingham team sheet as well a few nights ago. Anyway, free kick then to the Dons, pretty much on the halfway line over on their left-hand side. Tilly is standing over the ball, looking to try and direct operations. But to send this one high and forward, and the Dons have responded accordingly by sending forward a few of the big guns, as it were.
And it was effective, of course, to get Wimbledon the goal in the home fixture.
Eventually it's taken by Tilly away towards the far side, but it's sending straight high and back forward by Newport in the of Hudlin.
Not so much this time from James Tilly.
And then it's cleared all the way back now with Owen Goodman. Steered high and forward. Stevens after it, tussling
to the ground there
with Baker. And indeed, looked like there was a little bit more than just a straightforward coming together between the two of them. But in the end, play-outs continue, and Glennon will steer it back to Jacob Carney, who in turn gives it straight back to Glennon now on the far side for Newport. Steer back now to Baker, across now to Brennan. McLaughlin once again. Well closed down once again though by Tilly. Back it goes once more to Jacob Carney. As far as it's away towards that far side once again to Glennon. To forward down to centre field for Cameron Antwi, but swiftly dispossessed. Dons to try and turn defence into an immediate attack, but in the end it's ricocheted back into Gundere, just inside his own half, and Hudlin, such a dominating figure, immediately closing down Johnson, and back it goes once more to Owen Goodman. Hoisted high and forward, and then just the merest of glancing headers by Brennan. Straight forward back to the goalkeeper, Jacob Carney. Still Newport 0, the Dons 0. We've had 8 minutes then here at Rodney Parade. And, stoppage and play once again towards that far side. It's going to be a free kick to Newport, a few yards inside their own half.
Pretty even start so far. Newport trying to get out of the blocks quickly, but Wimbledon start to string some passes together here now and get back at them.
Indeed, both sides are starting to do that, but then it's just when they get towards the final third that it's been fairly easy dealt with by either defence, and plenty of touches so far for both keepers, but not really a save worthy of the name so far for either of them. Here come the Dons though. It's Smith inside the centre circle. Combines with a Gundere on this near side. Forward for Tilly. Well closed down. Back with a Gundere once again. Closed down by Spellman. Now Johnson. Not allowed any time to dwell on the ball by Hudlin. Now his Harbottle. Forward into the centre circle. Well dealt with though by Brennan. Still the game in the pretty formative stages as it slipped forward now for Spellman, right side of the penalty area.
Smith lost out there, didn't he?
Did indeed, and in the end it was a Gundere who came across just to dig his colleague out of a bit of a hole there, and it's going to be another throw into Newport. A couple of yards forward from the Dons goal line. Shane McLaughlin to take it. Again, looking to put his former colleagues to the sword as he did last month with that very late and highly dubious penalty, has to be said. And here's McLaughlin keeping possession but forced back towards halfway by Tilly, but he manages to steer it away now to Matt Baker towards the far side. Here's Glennon once again. High ball into the centre, bounces on now towards Whitmore, edge of the box. Back now with Spellman, urged to shoot, and he does. Oh, and it's a brilliant effort from Spellman, and forcing a fine tip over the crossbar by Owen Goodman. Well, we know all about Spellman drilling the ball home from the angle in the first half just under a month ago to bring Newport back into the game. This time chancing his arm from the other side of the area, slightly further out. And Owen Goodman having to reach up and quickly tip that one over the crossbar, because that I think was going to creep under the crossbar, and Spellman could have had another goal to his name against the Dons. Corner though instead. And it comes now from the near side, right into the mix. Cleared by the Dons, not back forward into the area by Newport. It's Ogundere trying to just shovel this one behind. Oh, goodness me, it was Hudlin who was on him in an instant. In the end, play halted, and the assistant, I think, indicating an offside on this near side. And it'll be a free kick to the Dons. But goodness me, what an effort that was there by Michael Spellman. In an instant, decided to chance his arm from range, right on the edge of the penalty area. Brisk effort with the left foot. Power, and it was certainly travelling. And Owen Goodman having to just tip that one over the bar just to make sure Michael wasn't going to cast his spell once again on the Dons with a goal. Goal kick now then from Goodman. Flicked high but slightly backwards from Spellman with a header. Brennan will steer it forward towards Bobby Camwa, but the Dons will come away with it once again down that right-hand side. Hutchinson now, fed by Nerfield. And challenge comes in, and effectively so by Newport, but it will be at the expense of a corner to the Dons. Just to explain, those of you watching the video coverage, you're on the other side of the ground from us. So at the moment the Dons are attacking the goal to our left and the one to your right as you watch the video coverage, just to explain any potential disparity in the commentary. In comes the corner then from Tilly. Plenty of elevation on it, right into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a Newport head that gets it partially clear. Smith, though, will try and re-deliver it to Tilly on the far side, but Newport have quickly switched to play high and forward in towards the end of the Dons area. Oh, well played there by the Dons, getting back.
Josh Wilbur.
Goodness me, all of a sudden it was a ball forward, and all of a sudden the Dons potentially were in a whole world of trouble. Newport player breaking forward at pace, but as you rightly say, Rob, it was Josh Nerfield getting back, and with enough of his wits about him to intercept. But Newport will try another effort now from the edge of the box. It's another effort from Spellman. Goodness me, he's turning this into a personal duel with Owen Goodman early doors here this evening. Fed once again, and certainly once more and from a pretty similar distance. Slightly in towards the centre though, by the D on the edge of the box. And once again, Owen Goodman warming his fingertips and helping the ball over the crossbar, and Spellman with two quality efforts from the edge of the box.
A couple of moments of magic.
Goodness me. And Owen Goodman equal to them. Another corner then to Newport. Starting to take a bit of control here this evening. It's McLaughlin now will float in towards the edge of the box. Well intercepted over the Dons by Smith. Back with McLaughlin again on the near side. Evans now will steer it in towards centre field. Then they're flicked high and forward, but ultimately out of play. And behind for a goal kick to the Dons.
It's two very decent efforts there from Newport, from the same man, Spellman. Of course, denied by the man with 10 clean sheets to his name in League Two at the moment, Owen Goodman.
In the end, it was Cameron Antwi, I think, who tried to keep the attack going with a lofted ball high and forward, but steered it high and behind. Goal kick to be taken by Owen Goodman. Already the busier of the two goalkeepers in terms of direct saves needing to be made. Could be in for a busy evening as the Dons finding themselves losing out on the edge of the area and dependent on their keeper to maintain parity for the time being, but there could be a chance up the other end. Smith releases Josh Kelly towards the left side of the penalty area. Still Kelly twisting and turning. Can he get the ball into the centre and towards the far post? Oh, but nobody there to convert it. Steered back into the mix though by the Dons in the shape of Nerfil. Tilly once again, but finding himself dispossessed. And Newport now will hit the fast forward button once more down the left-hand side. Oh, and in the end, it's still not cleared by the Dons. The shot comes in. Oh, and it's just past the post. Goodness me. And what a quick-fire counter-attack that was by Bobby Kamwa. 1 minute, the Dons are looking to try and knock on the door at the other end of the field. And for the second time in quick succession, Newport feeding one of their runners, piling forward into the box, then opening up his body, trying to bend it around Owen Goodman into the left-hand corner. In the end, narrowly past the post. And, well, they say the Kamwa never lies. And he was very nearly the provider of the opening goal there for Newport.
We're getting caught out in the back here, finding a little bit of space and hitting us on the counter-attack. That's three really good opportunities for the host now. Will they perhaps come to regret that later on, that they didn't finish it? We shall see.
And the Newport fans responding accordingly to Bobby Kamwa. And here he is already down the left once again, trying to take on the Dons. Taking on Nerfil once more. Still Kamwa. Trying to cut him from the left-hand side, then go back on the outside. And it comes towards Hudlin. Well dealt with by Johnson. Cleared again by the Dons towards that far side. And Newport forced to go back to halfway. Here goes Brennan. Switches it to McLaughlin now on this near side, angling his run in field. Here's Kieran Evans back now with Baker. Just inside the Newport half. Away with Glennon once again on the far side. Actually making his way forward. Did on the outside once again for Kamwa. Newport combining well down that left-hand side. Will they steer the ball into the centre? But the Dons, again, finding themselves with difficulty in keeping control of all the Newport runners at the moment. And sure enough, it's another free kick opportunity for them.
Well, they've had the better of it. Just over a quarter of an hour here. Three good opportunities. They've got another set piece here now. Owen Goodman in top form, tipping a couple of them away. Josh Neuville staying alert over on the far side as well. But, the host have started brightly here.
Well, they have indeed. I think it was a foul on Cameron Antwi by Jake Reeves. So it's going to be a free kick once again to Newport. Continuing this upward early trajectory here at Rodney Parade. Coming up for 17 minutes gone. Players lined up across the edge of the penalty area for both sides, and a good 15-yard swathe of no man's land between them and Owen Goodman. And it comes then from Spellman on the far side, lived right into the mix once again. Got good depth on that kick, and the Dons just about repelled it in the first instance. Back now, though, with Whitmore inside the penalty area, trying to turn and run almost along the goal line, but well played by Alistair Smith. Manages to intervene and block it away and behind. Another corner then to Newport. Again, it's going to be Shane McLaughlin. And at the moment, the hosts looking absolutely irresistible in and around the Dons penalty area. And the Dons having to really dig in, Rob.
Coming under real pressure here now in the early stages.
And it comes from McLaughlin. And the corner in. And he'll get it back as well. McLaughlin once again, another ball into the centre. Well played though by Wimbledon, but not completely cleared. Whitmore now, right side of the area. Oh, and goodness me. Drilled the ball in goalwards Goodman dived, but in the end it didn't travel as far as him. It was a combination, I think, of Johnson and one of the other Dons players that eventually deflected that one behind. Goodness me.
Play allowed to continue with Newport with a player down in the area who's getting back to his feet gradually now as they tee up another set-piece opportunity here. But Newport really knocking on the door here now inside the first 20 minutes.
And again, the Dons not completely clearing their lines. In came the shot from Whitmore. It was indeed Johnson who managed to steer the deflection away. And McLaughlin now with another corner, and it comes. Again, it's the Dons will get it clear, and again it's Johnson. Almost single-handedly repelling Newport at the moment as McLaughlin once again will take up the running down the right-hand side, trying to go on the outside of Reeves, and he goes to ground, holding his face as if to try and suggest that there was a flailing arm or a hand possibly there from Reeves.
I'm not sure about that, Shane, to be honest. He's back on his feet quickly as well.
And of course back by the mass ranks of the Newport faithful. And in the end, the referee wasn't interested in the slightest, and the Dons will now try and come forward towards the other end. Kelly now feeds Stevens. Just now for Nerfield. Run at his man, still a Nerfield, powering forward down the right. Ball delivered into the centre, players queuing up for Wimbledon. Oh, and the header came in. They were queuing up in the centre there, and in the end, a straightforward save for Jacob Carney. And that's certainly his most serious work that he's had to do so far this evening in terms of a direct save. They were queuing up in the centre. Goodness me, Nerfield once again leaving the Newport defence trailing in his wake with that powerful run down the right-hand side. Eventually getting the better of Antwi, and the header came in the end, I think from Josh Kelly. Tried to steer it back across
Smith.
Carney. Smith was in there as well. And in the end, not sufficient angle on the effort to find its way past the Newport keeper. In fact, indeed it was Stevens and Smith who went for it. Smith with his slight height advantage above Stevens got there with the header. You're quite right, Rob, and it was gathered by Carney, and perhaps a case there of too many cooks spoiling the broth there for the Dons. Three of them were in contention to get on the end of that cross from Nerfield.
Well, we know what Stevens can be like from a header as well, rather deceptive. You know, never mind the height, he can get up for those sorts of things, but it was Smith on this occasion.
Indeed, of course, Smith who opened the scoring against Newport in the corresponding fixture last month, and not quite able to angle the ball beyond Carney to repeat the trick this time around. So another ball is hoisted high into the Newport area from that right-hand side. This time more straightforward work for Jacob Carney. Looks high and forward once again. Well played Harbottle underneath it, but he wins the header, but steers it into Spellman. Once again, on the left foot, edge of the area, maybe teeing himself up for another shot. And the Dons haven't got it clear. Goodness me, another effort comes in that's just past the post. And it was Kyle Hudlin in the end getting the shot away. And for a moment there, the ball was pinging around, and the Dons just unable to get any kind of effective clearance.
Folks is in trouble here. He's just sitting up again.
So we'll wait and see what the outcome of this slight injury-based stoppage is for the Dons. But once more, it's that man, Michael Spellman, in towards the edge of the area. Came under challenge from Smith. He ran on into the area. Harbottle, I think, drilled it straight against the Gundere. And then it was Hudlin in the process of sliding in to get the shot away who collided with the Gundere and forced, again, the ball wide of the post, but there was a pretty heavy collision there with the Gundere. He's now back on his feet, thankfully.
Yeah, he's feeling it. He's feeling his shin, and of course he had to come on for the second half against Gillingham in place of the warrior that is John Joe O'Toole.
Indeed. There's two erstwhile colleagues collide there as Hudlin gets the shot away. Thankfully, looks like Agundere is fit to continue. Here he is once again, nodding it forward from halfway for the Dons, only as far as McLaughlin. Johnson will knock it back for the Dons into the Newport half, into Cameron Antwi as well. Good footwork from him. Now McLaughlin will steer it across now to Evans. Chance for Glennon to try and move forward down the left-hand side. He's got Camor up ahead of him. All delivered into the centre. Oh, now queuing up in the middle once more. Goodness me, it was Hudlin and Spellman once again just narrowly away from getting on the end of that. That was delivered in from the left, right on the money for Newport, right into the 6-yard box. Goodman, I think, hesitated slightly. The Dons defenders, I think it was Harbottle and Johnson closest to it. And Newport within a whisker of embroidering this early supremacy by steering home the opening goal.
They've had about 4 or 6 really decent opportunities now in the first quarter of this game, and they've not been able to capitalise. And you wonder, as it goes on, will they be left to rue that later on?
Tilly was also back contesting that ball as well, and in his presence also maybe helping to throw Newport off the scent slightly. But what a ball in from Glennon once again towards the far side of the 6-yard box. In the end, it went beyond Hudlin, and it was Spellman once again got closest to it, throwing himself with that ball, but in the end not able to make contact, and another narrow let off there for Wimbledon.
In fairness, they're doing everything but score at this stage.
And at the moment, you just arrived here from another galaxy, you wouldn't know which of the teams was the one knocking on the door of the playoffs and which was the one maybe trying to stave off relegation troubles. As we all know, again, the Dons, as we've said, without a victory in the last 6 against Newport, and they're proving a tough nut to crack once again so far this evening. Here they come once more down the left-hand side, and it's going to be a free kick. Murfield getting back, this time committing the foul. I think it was Bobby Camwell once again on that far side.
It was. Josh Nova's got a real battle on his hands tonight with him. They've got a free kick out of it.
We all know that Josh Nurfield is no slouch down that right-hand side for Wimbledon, but on this occasion, just caught out slightly as the ball from the far side went over his head and into the feet of Camwa. Tried to angle his run in towards the penalty area, and in the end flicked it beyond Nurfield, who stood his ground, but in a way that the referee deemed was illegal. So Newport now with another free kick opportunity away on their left-hand side, just to the left of the penalty area as we look at it. With 24.5 minutes gone. And there is no let-up in this pressure from the home side. So it looks like it's Spellman, one of the two players, standing over the ball. Over on that left-hand side, Shane McLaughlin also in the mix to take this one. So will it be Spellman with the left or McLaughlin with the right? It's McLaughlin, floats it into the near edge of the 6-yard box.
Quite a delay on all of that.
There was indeed, and in the end, McLaughlin maybe will be a tad disappointed. He didn't really get enough elevation or trajectory on it. It was easily cleared and didn't get past the first man, that Don's defence. Here come Newport again, though. It's with Kai Whitmore, tries to combine once again with Antwi in centre field. Dons can deflect it away, but only as far as McLaughlin again on the near side. Now Spellman. Oh, and he tried to flick it through on the inside for McLaughlin. In the end, it was Adundere who just managed to stick out a foot and deflect it behind, and McLaughlin will once again take a corner. Taken quickly, played short into Spellman. Floated in towards the far post, but in the end couldn't pick out any of his colleagues. It went beyond Carl Hudlin. And also beyond Bobby Camwa towards that far side. So bit of respite now maybe for the Dons. There's a goal kick to be taken by Owen Goodman, but really, particularly as this opening 26 minutes has unfolded, I've seen bits and pieces and ineffectual stuff from the Dons at the other end, but it really has been about the real relentless pressure put on this Dons defence by Newport County so far this evening, and really will probably be asking themselves how they're not at least a goal in front.
Well, they've dominated. They've had the most opportunities, they've had the best opportunities, but they haven't scored yet. That's the fact at the moment.
As McLaughlin will steer the ball forward once again down the right-hand side for Newport towards Hudlin, who tried to help it on, but it goes out of play. Throw into Wimbledon. The question remains, how long can Newport really maintain this monumental physical effort and one-way direction of attacking traffic? And at what point will the Dons finally get the opportunity to get their foot on the ball and maybe try and create something a bit more tangible at the other end?
That's the key thing. There will come a stage when that does come to be the case.
Vital then the Dons at least remain on level terms as Goodman now from the edge of the box. Goes back now with Spellman. Goodman off his line. Oh, he got back. And in the end, grabbed that ball. Goodness me. Well, Goodman cleared it and the ball was still inside the area. In the end, gave it to Spellman on the near side. Goodness me. And he's tried to divert it straight back towards goal. But in the end, made a bit of a pudding of the attempted finish. And in the end, Goodman grabbed it, even then only after the second attempt. Well, we had those shenanigans, didn't we, on Monday night against Gillingham, where we very nearly shot ourselves in the foot, and Goodman having to take evasive and somewhat maverick action to get the ball cleared. And already this evening caught up in a little bit of the defensive hesitancy. And
got that laid back persona, but that was perhaps a little bit too laid back.
Goodness me, well, Newport County, really, you have to say, with the bit well and truly between their teeth, so far this evening. The opening 28 minutes or so, still 0-0. But Michael Spellman in particular, with a couple of brilliant efforts from the edge of the box, well tipped over by Goodman, and then presented with the ball by Goodman with a somewhat wayward clearance. And if Spellman had had his shooting boots on in that instance, he would have been wheeling away in triumph, celebrating the opening goal. It's Newport again now down their left-hand side. It's with Kamwa. Well seen off there by Johnson towards the far side. Throw in once again to Newport. Taken by Glennon on that far side. And it's going to break in towards centre field now for Reeves to try and steer it back on the outside. But Newport alive to that danger once again. Gonzo can pick it up once more inside their own half and try and move forward. Newport stand firm though, and once again Wimbledon forced to turn and steer it all the way back to Owen Goodman. Bit of a scuff clearance, and it's McLaughlin who'll loop it high and straight back forward. Gundere then wins it in the air above Spellman and delivers it high and forward with the right foot. Chance maybe for either Kelly or Stevens to get on the end of it. In the end it will break for Smith. Now Nerfill, right hand side, angling the run in on the left foot. Lets the shot go. Oh, and it's past the post. And the goal kick to Newport. And the Dons certainly did need to do something to try and stem the flow of this Newport period of intense attacking play to open up proceedings this evening. And in the end, it's a goal kick, but Nerfill cutting in, but not quite able to angle the ball inside that right-hand post. Goal kick to Newport. Taken by Carney up towards Hudlin once again. Well dealt with the towering figure of Harbottle. Wait for Hudlin again now on that far side for Newport. Of course, a couple of seasons ago, sent off for the Dons against Newport in that Boxing Day encounter that finished 1-1. And that had that brilliant free kick from Ethan Chislett, cancelled out with a penalty by Ofrende Zanzala, which was another dubious one I seem to recall. Anyway, meantime, in 2025, here come Newport once again. This time, Hudlin not quite able to get to the ball ahead of Johnson. The Dons will steer it forward once again. Stevens, though, can't make any capital gains. Once again, easily dealt with. This time by Brennan into the Dons half. And it goes over on that far side. We've had half an hour then here at Rodney Parade. Newport 0, the Dons 0, but that doesn't even get close to telling the story of what we've seen in this first half so far. Home side playing with such energy and such high tempo. And the Dons at times are trailing in their wake, and they've conceded another free kick now. Back towards halfway, it was Smith committing the foul. And the opportunity for them now to pile yet more set-piece based misery upon this increasingly beleaguered, but just about hanging on, Don's back line.
Yeah, we want to reclaim that lofty position in League Two tonight. We really are going to have to work for against this Newport side that have dominated the first half so far.
David, it was Kieran Evans that was fouled there by Alistair Smith. Newport then with another free kick opportunity. Forward it goes once again from the far side, I think by Glennon, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Antwi was there, but couldn't quite make it stick. Back now with McLaughlin, pinging around the edge of the Dons area. Eventually Tilly will steer it forward into Reeves. Now here's Kelly on this left-hand side as well to shield the ball from Evans. Back now with Ogundere, twisted high and forward towards Stevens. Well dealt with there by Glennon. Here he is once again, but his pass this time is picked off by Reeves. Steered first time down the right-hand side. Now here's Stevens. Let's combine with Hutchinson. Reeves now will float the ball into the penalty area towards Tilly. Just for a moment, Newport back on their defensive haunches just for the time being. Gonzo in the end not managing to come up with an attempt on goal, but they're at least making inroads in towards that Newport penalty area.
And this may be that spell you were talking about of our own here. Can Wimbledon capitalise now after a bit of a lull from Newport, where they failed to open the scoring after all their attempts on goal.
And here's Reeves once again, midway inside his own half. Touch forward for Smith, back with Ogundere. Clipped high and forward once again. Kelly towards the near side. Wants to steer the header back into the mix for Reeves, but succeeds only in picking out Evans. Now McLaughlin forward for Hudlin. Chance now for Antwi to make his way forward. In towards the left edge of the box. Chance now possibly for Camwa. Oh, and goodness me, just couldn't quite get there.
It was Josh Neubel who did, though, which was vital.
And it was offside in any event, signalled by the assistant on this near side. But again, even when the Dons do find the wherewithal to get forward and try and trouble this Newport backline, they seem to respond with an even more ferocious wave attack back at the Dons. And it was only the assistant's flag that could tell that particular effort maybe prevented the shot coming in at the end of it from Bobby Camwa. There's going to be another free kick to be taken by Owen Goodman, just inside his penalty area. A couple of fine saves so far to deny Michael Spellman. Launches it high and forward. Smith inside the Newport half will try and guide it square for Tilley, but Newport will intercept once again. Once again steered forward down that to the left-hand side. It's Camwa, goes on the outside of his man in towards the penalty area, steered across. It's fingertips from Goodman. He's back now with Whitmore, right side of the area. Oh, and he tried to steer it in towards the near post. And it was a vital interception by Agundere. Back now with McLaughlin now on the near side. Whitmore once again trying to make his way into the penalty area, right in towards the near post.
Oh, my God.
And it's steered right across the 6-yard box. And how Newport County have not steered that one in.
That just need a foot on that. That would have been 1-0.
Brilliant play there from Whitmore to elude Tilley and run almost along the goal line in towards goal. And did the right thing, steered it across. The angle was too tight for a shot. But again, his colleague's not quite far enough forward to maybe get a decisive touch. It's extraordinary.
If we go and score and get a goal against the run of play here, it would be quite amazing with the amount of opportunities Newport have had so far tonight.
Anyway, here's Smith. Dons, goodness me. Back now with Reeves, just on the edge of the centre circle. Fights a good ball high and away towards Nerford on the far side. Chance now to run in towards the penalty area. In fact, go outside of his man. In comes the attempted cross from Nerfield. But in the end, steers it high and behind. And it's another goal kick to Newport County.
It's incredible. That was right across the face. He couldn't have not had it any more across the face of goal and requiring a boot on it just to make it 1-0. Incredible.
And on the other end, it was a good lofted ball forward diagonally from Hutchinson to pick out Nerfield. Started to run it to Glenn and went on the outside, but in the end totally overcooked the attempted cross. He had 4 of his colleagues in decent attacking positions in the centre to aim for. In the end, didn't pick out any of them. Another goal kick then to Newport.
I don't know, maybe our luck must be in tonight, because it's incredible that we are not a goal behind in this game, at least.
Well, maybe Newport destined to draw their 6th consecutive opening fixture of a calendar year. Certainly that's how things stand at the moment.
I'd like us to break that statistic of about our opening games for a year.
And indeed, Southend, the last team to fall victim to the Dons in the opening calendar year fixture. And as we've said, Newport's unbeaten in the last 6 in all competitions against the Dons. So statistically formidable at the start to play this evening, and so it's proved with how the first half has panned out in the opening 36 minutes.
And Josh Kelly's just given away a free kick there, nudged McLaughlin in the back.
So here come Newport then, it's with Antwi. Brennan back with Antwi, midway inside his own half, tries to move away from right to left. Changes direction once again, still Antwi, taking his time, square now for Baker. Cross again towards Brennan, and Kelly's looking to try and lurk and win the ball back for the Dons, and he's done so. Could be a chance now edge of the area. Stevens, he'll break back now for Kelly with a shot. Oh, and it was saved in the end down low by Jacob Carney, and just for the first time really this evening.
Rare opportunity.
Well, very rare indeed, and there were appeals for a foul there as the Dons won the ball back. Nothing doing in the eyes of the referee. It was Antwi initially a bit of indecision, and eventually squared it for Baker. Across to Brennan, just dwelt on the ball slightly, and that allowed the Dons to win it back through Kelly, and then Stevens took over. Broke back for Kelly, edge of the area, struck it towards goal, but no real trouble for Jacob Carney to just grab that ball in the end. And perhaps a certain irony that the first moment the Dons all of a sudden pounce on a Newport defensive faux pas, it's of the home side's own making. In the meantime, here's a chance now for Newport the other end. Oh, and it's another attempted finish that comes in and well dealt with by Goodman down to his left. This time it was Kai Whitmore who struck it. And no sooner have the Dons come up with another effort at the other end, it's Newport's straight back at them at the other.
And that was on target as well. They really are clocking up the opportunities so far here this evening, Newport. Statistics are going to show that at half time. But what they're also going to show is that there's a 0 against it, 0.
Another effort from the edge of the box, and well, once again, Newport carving up a decent opportunity, and again, it's Goodman to the rescue. Although a bit more of a straightforward save on this occasion, but he still had to get there. And so here come the Dons now, trying to put together a passing move just inside their own half. Finding Smith now on the left-hand side, steered forward. Chance now maybe for Kelly, who's after it, but then as soon as he gets on the ball, he's flagged offside. Free kick to Newport. But what a crazy first half we've had here. Almost entire dominance from Newport County. Bits and pieces where Dons have broken forward at the other end. A couple of few and far between opportunities for them. But overall, as the Newport fans eventually head to their respective kiosks for their half-time Bovril, will certainly collectively be asking themselves, how in the name of jumping Jehoshaphat have we not managed to acquire the lead so far this evening? And a rhetorical question that we'll probably join in with slightly sheepish looks on our faces. And again, perhaps counting our blessings maybe somewhat.
Yeah, not just the lead, but 2 or 3 goals, to be honest. But I'm just wondering if this goes on and Wimbledon can create some sort of opportunity of their own, a decent one. Could we steal it and they'd be left to rue all those opportunities that they've had in this first half? And there's been a lot of them.
Let's see what happens now. Harbottle with a throw from the left-hand side for the Dons into the penalty area. Newport's combined to get it clear, out of play once again on the near side. Harbottle with another throw-in opportunity. All thrown in now towards the left-hand side. It's with Tilly. All delivered into the centre, but it's gone out of play. It's going to be another goal kick to Newport. To be taken by Jacob Carney. And immediately getting Newport back in possession. Deep inside their own half and making their way forward now. It was Baker who tried to loft it forward, but it was very well closed down for the Dons, I think, by Hutchinson. And in the end, a lucky deflection for Newport straight back to the goalkeeper, Jacob Carney. And again, starting to indulge in this practice of just trying to keep possession with passing around the penalty area. The Dons are not quite capitalising them, but they'll get another free kick now.
Oh, but it's getting yellow.
Well, perhaps only a matter of time. Newport player fouled as he tried to break into the Dons half. And perhaps one of the more straightforward yellow card decisions for the referee in this first half. As they try and come forward once again. And yeah, nothing really to argue about there in the shape of Riley Harbottle. Free kick then taken by Newport. Lofted forward again down the right-hand side towards McLaughlin with Tilly for company. Still McLaughlin, back now with Spellman once again in towards the edge of the box. Attempts another shot in towards the near post, and Goodman has to go down once again and make the save. Back now with Whitmore, right side of the area. Appeals for handball, back with Whitmore once again. Dons once more finding themselves under siege. Deep inside their own territory. A couple of other shots come in as well, and Goodman having to be sharp and alert. Even though the angle wasn't particularly favourable for Kai Whitmore, right side of the area, Goodman still having to get down and make sure.
We'll keep talking about Spellman here tonight, but Wimbledon have got a very charmed goal.
Oh, indeed. Out it goes again on this near side. Another throw in then to Newport County. Still Newport 0, the Dons 0. 3 minutes to go of the regulation time. McLaughlin now will take another throw for Newport into Antwi. Back now to Brennan. Inside his own half. Here goes Baker. Now Glennon towards that far side. Touch down the line now for Camwa. To Glennon once again. Back with Baker once again. And sending it all the way back to Jacob Carney. Just inside the D on the edge of his box. Now back on the far side now for Glennon. Chance now for Camwa once again. Now Hudlin tries to keep the move going. All lofted forward down the left-hand side, but there'll be too much purchase on that pass. We go out for a throw in. That's a goal kick to the Dons deep inside their own territory. As Newport misplaced the pass just for once. It has to be said that they've switched the play so well. They've looked dangerous down the left and the right-hand side. McLaughlin heavily involved as always, trying to combine with the likes of Whitmore, and on the far side, Glennon and Cam are doing a real number on the Dons. Delivered some great balls into the centre. Michael Spellman also with a succession of efforts trying to get the better of Owen Goodman. And yet, despite all that, not that we're complaining, of course, here on the WDON, the Dons still remain on level terms. Meantime, the ball's up at the other end for Newport with Brennan just on the edge of his penalty area towards their right-hand side. Moves forward, looks up and clips it high and forward into Whitmore. Tries to take it in his stride, but he's dealt with well by a combination of Harbottle and Johnson. McLaughlin will take the resulting throw for Newport. Midway inside the Dons' half. Still 0-0. Eventually throws it into Whitmore. Back to McLaughlin. Tries to just touch the ball forward and run onto his own flick, but Tilley's there to deflect it out. Throw to Newport, taken again by McLaughlin into Antwi. Back with McLaughlin, still back into his own half now for Baker. Inside the centre circle. Here's Antwi once again on this near side. Back with Brennan once again. Mr. Baker once more. Again, it's Glennon, the outlet on that left-hand side. Trying to move forward. He's got Campbell just ahead of him, but instead turns and feeds it back into his own half now for Baker. About 30 seconds remaining then of the regulation time in this first half, but McLaughlin then with a wayward pass that's intercepted by Reeves, and now Kelly will try and get to Tilley going down the left-hand side. Tried to thread it forward for the overlapping Kelly, but it broke more favourably there for Newport once again, able to intercept, and they'll come away with the throw on this near side as we prepare for the hoisting aloft of the overtime verdict tablet. What will be added on the end of the first half? I don't imagine that much will be. Maybe a minute or two, possibly. In fact, it's just a single solitary minute that's indicated by the fourth official. Meantime, here goes Stevens now. In the edge of the penalty. Goodness me, it's a fine save by Jacob Carney. All of a sudden, Stevens teed himself up edge of the penalty area. Tried to bend it above and beyond Carney. In the end, who had to backtrack and stretch high and tip it over the crossbar. And what an end to the first half that would have been for the Dons.
Saved our best till last there, really did. And what an opportunity. Probably his best opportunity of this first half. In time added on.
A corner then to the Dons. Goodness me. Stevens, all of a sudden, he tried a delicate, it was more of a chip than something particularly powerful, but it was something that very nearly had the beating of the keeper. As Newport managed to smuggle the resulting corner clear towards this near side, and then there's a bit of a shank high and out of play on this near side for another throw in to the Dons, but we've had the additional minute. And will this be the last bit of action we see in this first half? Throw in then to the Dons right at the end of the first half. The Dons need to get a bit of a shift on, otherwise the referee will blow the whistle. And it comes in from Harbottle. Dons try and flick it on into the mix. Newport, though, can intercept and get it partially clear. But in the end, that's the end of the first half action. Newport 0, the Dons nil at half-time. And goodness me, how it's still 0-0, particularly in the wake of all we've seen in the attacking style of Newport in the first half. Goodness alone knows. But then just towards the very end, the Dons were starting to put together a little bit more of a meaningful attacking presence. And then right at the end, Stevens from the edge of the box saw Carney fractionally off his line, and that was enough to tempt the Dons scorer into chancing his arm from range. Little dink ball in towards the right-hand corner of the net, and Carney did ever so well to backpedal and tip it away for a corner. But really, that's only been the exception rather than the rule in this first half. It's been Newport County absolutely rampant. And again, that'll be the biggest thing as they have their half-time talk. In fact, it'll probably be more of an inquest, Rob, as how they've not taken the lead here.
Καλίλα. Εγώ δεν είδα κάτι, να σας πω την αλήθεια. Για να δούμε και από εδώ. Και από εδώ που το βλέπω μου φαίνεται εντελώς θέατρο αυτό που κάνει ο Διόγκο Καλίλα. Από εδώ. Πιάνει το κεφάλι του, δεν υπάρχει καμία τέτοια περίπτωση. Ούτε καν. Πάντως στο στόχο του τον πέτυχε και κυτρινίστηκε ο Ράφα Σοάρες και την κατοχή πήρε και χρόνο ξόδεψε. Θα γυρίσει πίσω στον Κάρεβιτς όπως αυτός. Εδώ η Σάντα Κλάρα με 3 και 4 παίχτες, μήπως και κλέψει εκεί, δεν τα κατάφερε. Τον Τρίκο Πινέιρο στον χώρο για τον Γκονζάλεθ. Και πάλι όμως η άμυνα της Σάντα Κλάρα έχει εκεί την λύση. Διαμορή. Σέντρα από τον Γάλλο. Δεν έδιωξε καλά ο Σίδνεϊ Λίμα. Ράφα Σοάρες. Τον Ρωσίνια. Προσποιήθηκε ωραία, ξέφυγε. Δεν κατάφερε όμως το κάτι παραπάνω. Σίδνεϊ Λίμα από τους κορυφαίους ξεκάθαρα. Και ανασταλτικά και το γκολ, συνεισφορά τεράστια.
Reeves onto Sawyers. Wimbledon, it seems, hunting a second. Chilly's ball in. Trying to get it goalwards was Josh Kelly, but it was always a big ask for that to be achieved. Well, AFC Wimbledon knew they had to simply improve in that second half, and they've got a very good way about doing so. To the supporters who made the journey from southwest London. First half where they were largely dominated. Quite grateful it was 0-0 at the break, and no doubt the outfielders and coaching staff and fans probably quite thankful to Owen Goodman. And also as well, add to that, lack of being clinical from Newport's point of view as well. But a key goal from Josh Kelly has the visitors in front. Hutchinson putting his head in there. Keeping it back in play was Nerville. Sawyers looks up. Stevens chasing, giving his all to try and get on the end of that, but not able to. Hudlin. Challenge from Hutchinson was a good one there. Well, I said towards the end of the first half about the belief in Newport, about them wanting to make sure that they could still create the chances. Have now gone behind, but they are on a mission now to try and equalise. McLaughlin, there's the shoot. He's away from Tilly. Time now to try and think about what he's going to do across the box.
Away from Ogundere. Goes out of the penalty area. Hudlin will get there. Good work though from Ogundere to steal it off him. Now Nerville. Didn't really get anyone to give him an option there, did he? To be fair, Hudlin, he was waiting for someone. He was forced back. He was forced out of the Wimbledon penalty area, and he was just wanting someone, but didn't get that at all. And it led to just Wimbledon just getting the ball back off him pretty easily. Reeves will chase, but will be cleared away from him by Matt Baker and James Tilley. Colin McLaughlin, and he's a few feet from the floor there. Well, he's even got a hold of it even before the ball's even been an attempt to be played to him. Knew pretty quickly that he was going to be getting a book in there, did James Tilley. First couple of touches of the second half for Goodman. Glennon. Still the same as what it was in the first half. Newport the more keener to keep the ball down. The ball won't travel far enough to reach Shane McLaughlin, the Newport skipper. Tilly on towards Kelly. He was trying to beat Matt Baker for pace, but took too heavy a touch to get it past him. And that little kick away has cost Josh Kelly because he's just been shown the yellow card. He might feel it's harsh, but he knows that officials are clamping down on those sort of offences. Ball's well off the pitch. He just decided to just delay it and straight to Newport. Players there wanted to just try and take it quickly. Fizzed out by Antwi. Now to Bobby Camwell. Kai Whitmore wanting it. Whitmore getting it. Body up against Hutchinson. Couldn't quite keep that under close control. Ryan Johnson. Towards Tilly there, but McLaughlin able to defend it and then play it back to a teammate of his. Both these sides know that when they take the lead, they don't lose the lead. Wimbledon have had the lead on 12 occasions this season prior, make it 13 now. They'd not lost the previous 12. This second half, it's been a different feel to Wimbledon, but Newport, it does feel like it's starting to come into this. Carney up into the sky. Toya's winning it. Ogundere nodding it in the direction of Nerville, but misses the ball entirely. Kamwa leaving one in on Ogundere. Puts Ogundere on the ground and is a free kick for the visitors. There was clearly two hands in the back of Kamwa who didn't go down, but then this one on Ogundere from Kamwa was one to send the Wimbledon defender on the floor. Sawyer's the second half sub. Ogundere finding himself up in the attack. Missed by Kelly. Just before it reaches Stevens, it's a Newport foot that gets in there to not allow it to reach him.
What a shame. Brilliant.
So McLaughlin keeping that in play. Hudlin down. No free kick given. Well, Finney does stop the players. So Hudlin finds himself. He seems in a bit of pain. And he's still on the deck via that challenge from Alistair Smith. It was actually missed by the officials in terms of giving it as a free kick.
Newport Kent substitution in association with pure balance.
There is a change for Newport.
It's number 31, Luke Jeffcott.
Luke Jeffcott is to come on. He's still yet to find the back of the net. There's a Newport County player. Signed in January of last year, so 12 months ago from Scottish Premiership outfit St Johnstone. As he's about to be introduced. So he takes to the field. He's on in place of Kyle Hudlin, who gets himself back up and knows he's got to walk off into the nearest exit to it. As his game and evening is over, as Luke Jeffcott comes on. Back underway we go. Go long here from Owen Goodman with that kick out of his hands. And the bounce was Stevens, but Kieran Brennan up highest. Knocked on with a thigh from Hutchinson, picks out Nerville very nicely indeed. Can he get the better of Glennon? He's clipped him. Sends Nerville on the deck, and it's a free kick for Wimbledon. He was trying to make that very uncomfortable for Glennon there, who was trying to fend him off. And he did just take the back legs of Josh Nerville there, did Anthony Glennon, and it is a AFC Wimbledon free kick. But that is what Nerville is all about, taking his man on. If he's not putting balls into the box or getting shots off, it's winning free kicks. He did that there as visitors now have a free kick, which they hope contest Jacob Carney or better yet, lead to a second of the evening. Tilly takes. Carney getting that away. Going to turn around the corner to Campbell's Whitmore. Going to give Newport a bit of credit for that there. I mean, the punch from Carney was good enough, and then the clearance fully away from the free kick was well enough as well, but probably from the Wimbledon point of view, you expect to with the amount of bodies they had inside the box. So he's got to try and at least move that away from the middle of the 6-yard box there. Does feel a bit of a different performance and feel this from AFC Wimbledon. Nerville with the ball. Partially away from McLaughlin. In. Carney was about to gather it, but he was fouled by Matty Stevens. Ball ended up in the goal, but won't stand as there's a foul on the keeper. Carney's getting up, doesn't see what's behind him. Stevens knows that if Carney gets any sort of hand to it first, he's going to foul him. Brave goalkeeping that from Carney because he's not aware of who's behind him, so he's just got to take a chance. He did so there and did very, very well. Nick Townsend has been the main number one in the sticks for Newport. A bit unclear as to why he's absent tonight. We'll find that out soon enough from Anthony Jardin, the head coach. Spellman fouled. Josh Kelly, member on a yellow card, fouling in. Doesn't want to make too many more fouls to bring the referee's attention any more than what it is. Newport member in search of an equaliser. Will it come from this? Spellman delivers. Two-handed punch away from Owen Goodman, who could have called that, to be fair. Hutchinson struggles to clear. Antwi hits it. I think he actually struck his own player. McLaughlin trying to beat Tilly, stands up to him well. McLaughlin goes down. Glennon and Stevens having a little battle between each other. Look at that ball to pick out Nerville. That is absolutely perfect, that pass. Sawyers, as he really gets up to scratch, he could be a real valuable asset for AFC Wimbledon. The man who's spent the last few years playing in the Championship. Predominantly anyway. Smith. Tilly. Glad that Wimbledon want to try and use more and more. Stevens, though, committing the foul. Much to his annoyance. Kai Whitmore. Less said about that pass, the better from him there. Will we see any more alterations from either bench? Both have made the one change already. McLaughlin now for Newport. On the charge, they go in search of a way back. Whitmore, giving everything tonight for the Exiles. Kieran Evans. Just missed control. Net to Josh Kelly, running through and finding the net to give Wimbledon the lead. Towards Cameron Antwi, but there is Isaac Ogundere to sweep up and then subsequently clear. Will reach McLaughlin despite the best efforts of Stevens. He's crossed though. Over there to Camwa, seen out by Nerville. I think possibly there in that situation, I think Cameron might want that. Maybe to go to his chest. Maybe not quite a ball that goes sort of over his head. A real difficult task for him to sort of make something of that. There is now McLaughlin. We'll have a go here from range. They've got Goodman moving down to his right. Not enough for him to pull a save. Decent way out for an attempt there from McLaughlin. You can't knock him for trying it. I think Goodman knew pretty early on after that strike it was one that he can get down to, but not tip behind him and tip aside. Had a spell at AFC Wimbledon previously, did Shane McLaughlin. And for 2.5 years, from January 2019 to July 2021. All that time he played in the third tier with AFC Wimbledon. All into the penalty area. Ogundere hitting it against Bobby Camwa. Smartly winning a throw. It's been a very good replacement tonight for John Joe O'Toole. Has been in and out of the side all season as Isaac Ogundere. Ball in by Nerville. Now to Smith. He might take it on himself. Tried to move one way, then the other way to find room to shoot, but couldn't do so. So McLaughlin cannot trap that ball. Handy for him as to see that drift past him and out for a throw. They don't want to just be giving the ball back to AFC Wimbledon when they are in the lead. Make sure passes like that are right. Nerville brilliantly away from Glennon. This is out Sawyers. Here's now Tilly. Hit through the middle. I think it was one that Stevens was trying to turn home. In fact, it turned away from the goal rather than toward it. Sort of drilled into the ground, did Tilly there. Reeves, missed by Stevens. Kelly trying to run onto it. Held on to by Carney. In a couple of opportunities now, they've tried to find Stevens. It's just missed him out. You do feel like one's going to come off in a minute. And he is going to be found. Jeff got down. Smith now to Sawyers. Just an example there of them trying to find Stevens, who peeled off, was actually in some space, but ball travelled away from him. Look at the space Josh Nerville finds himself in. Kicked out by Sawyers eventually. Using him more and more. Sawyers into Kelly. Lovely turn. Shot blocked though by Baker in the way of it. It just looked like that chance was really going to open up for Kelly. He was going to at least try and test Carney, but Matt Baker did very, very well just to get in front of the shot, get the block in. And as it stands, he is the man for AFC Wimbledon tonight. In by Ogundere. Carney electing to punch and not catch. The norm these days for the modern goalkeeper. Kieran Evans. Fouled by Sam Hutchinson. Here comes some more Newport changes then.
Substitution in association with
So Kai Whitmore replaced.
Kai Whitmore is number
And
16.
Lewis Miley, the Newcastle loanee, is to be introduced.
Replacing number 21, Michael Spellman, is number 10, Oliver Greaves.
So Ollie Greaves on in place of Michael Spellman. Who ever since those platter of first half chances went rather quiet. Ollie Greaves on. Hoping to change the outcome for the Exiles. Advantage will be with Newport. Antwi unable to get away from Ogundere. He's been stellar at the back tonight. Now it's on towards Kelly, who is onside as he breaks free of the defensive line into Romain Sawyers. There's the second for AFC Wimbledon, and quite possibly the clincher from Romain Sawyers. A classy finish by a classy player. And AFC Wimbledon have shown this second half what a good side they can be. and how devastating they can be as well. Lovely ball forward. Josh Kelly onside. He got the first tonight. Now he turns provider for Romain Sawyers, who expertly puts it past Jacob Carney. Quality finish. And Romain Sawyers, remember, only a few weeks ago, became part of Johnny Jackson's Wimbledon side. Bags his first for the club. And that now might just see this game fully and officially go away from Newport. There is now Stevens. Just that second goal just settles the nerves, quells the anxiety that might have been creeping in. The difference in this game has not been Wimbledon's main attacker this season in terms of goal, Stevens, but actually Josh Kelly, heavily involved in the second half. More and more involved and effective as well for both his finish and for Sawyers' finish. What looked like in the first half it was going to be a real tough evening in the second half as it stands. AFC Wimbledon have looked like a side at some points, as I said in the second half, why they're a team looking like they want to go towards League One.
Substitution for AFC Wimbledon, replacing number 7, James Tilley.
So James Furlong will replace the books. James Tilley, good to do. And given there's another game to come in a couple of days' time, why not give James Tilley a bit of a rest? Fleetwood Town, they will make the long journey too on Sunday, as Tilley will go off and James Furlong will go on. In terms of key players, don't be surprised if there'll be a few more players to depart. Johnny Jackson sees as key valuable players. Who had gone out as it did go off Baker. Doing his best to keep it in play, but the whole ball had gone over the line and out for a throw. Going into the assistant on that side. The fact from the first half, Newport had the chances they had is going to sting the scoreline even more. Carney, not the best of passes, not the best ideas either. Stevens will have a go. Can't keep the effort down. Don't want to be giving him a chance like that. Not the best of decision making from Carney. Stevens pounced inside the penalty area. He's always going to have a go, but was unable to see the effort, stayed out. Glennon. That's a nice first-time ball into Jeff got from Kieran Evans. The gong now really just makes it a bit of a game at least. Furlong gently onto Stevens. Good work from Kieran Evans to win the ball back for the hosts. Well, they would love to come out of it. AFC Wimbledon with a clean sheet to take back to South West London with. As we know, they are the best defence in League Two. Just 18 goals conceded. They have a goalkeeper, and Goodman, who's kept a vast number of clean sheets as well. Only Tommy Simkin for Walsall's kept more. Going into tonight, there's going to be another change as Aaron Sassu will replace Matty Stevens, who can't add to his tally on the night, but
number 22 is Ward.
Will be replaced by Aaron Sassu, who has come on in the last few matches for AFC Wimbledon. Last 3 games prior to tonight, make that now 4. Here is now the sub, Sassu, involved straight away. Sawyers. Didn't think it was right to play a pass forward or to the side, so goes back. You cannot but feel this has been a big season, this, for Johnny Jackson. First 2 years at Wimbledon. Maybe perhaps he was with some other clubs, he might not have seen a third season, but seems as though they've tried to stick with the process, stick with the plan to build them to eventually get back to League One. And of course, they were relegated in 2022 under Mark Bowen. Well, the best of touches by Brennan. It's allowed Josh Kelly with a chance again. Brennan back though to make up for the original error. Kieran Evans earlier in the game did that, and Josh Kelly made him pay. Kieran Brennan didn't want that to happen to him or to his team twice in one night. Baker. Very difficult now for Newport to try and get any sort of chance on the Wimbledon goal, given the fact that they're going to be pretty much inside their own half from now to the end, are the visitors. Shane McLaughlin trying to touch that on first time, but got it all wrong.
Tonight's match attendance sponsored by the Dodger is 4,485, with 358 away support. Many thanks to you, great support.
Well, in the end, they've made it look easy, but not by any stretch been a scoreline where Wimbledon have been the best throughout. They took their time to really get going, but when they have, they've not looked back. Because they do look like they want to try and win by a bigger scoreline than what they've currently got. Nerville, beautifully found. Reeves with the cross. Sassu wins the header. Only onto the roof of the net he can find. Nice ball in by Reeves, does curl in there. Did wonder if maybe Sassu might have been offside or not, but he was onside. The flag stayed down. Not a bad header at all. He's gone the right sort of way about it. The connection's okay. Just a shame that it couldn't stay down. Shane McLaughlin now down for Newport. Well, the AFC Wimbledon fans having their fun at the lack of noise coming from the Newport fans. Well, it's another win to keep them on course for the third tier. They started New Year's Day in second place, but given some of the results yesterday, it dropped them into sixth position. With the scoreline as it is, the AFC Wimbledon fans know they will be sitting behind Walsall in the standings, who seem as though they are just coasting to the League Two title. Well, here are the goals scored by AFC Wimbledon. First from Josh Kelly. Kieran Evans' mistake. Kelly punished him. Fine left-footed finish to put the visitors on their way. And then this was followed up by the second. Lovely ball by Nerville. Kelly stayed on side. Turned his head. Knew where he wanted to go. Had a runner who he picked out, Romain Soares, who gave that finish into the goal. And with it his first for AFC Wimbledon. Kyle Jameson is on now for Newport County. As the centre-half gets a few minutes, as Shane McLaughlin has been replaced.
This one's sponsored by Rob Santos, Walden Carpets, Free River.
I wonder if McLaughlin's injury is going to keep him out for a number of matches, or if it's just one that has only just been sustained here and he can come back for Sunday. Down goes Bobby Camwell, was he? Body check there, still on the ground, wanting a penalty and getting nothing. It's a really nice turn by Bobby Camwell there, little flick. I don't think Sam Hutchinson does really a lot wrong there, just stands up well, doesn't allow Camwell to continue. Good defending. Newport want to write their name on the scoreboard at least, as they've got themselves a free kick here. Will be left in the hands of Anthony Glennon to deliver this. Glennon right into the heart of the Wimbledon defence, into Greaves, and it's deflected in, and Newport have one back.
Goal for Newport.
Rodney Greaves sees his effort, helped in a big way into the goal via the Wimbledon defence, but they pull one back, and with just under 3 minutes to go, Wimbledon now might feel a little bit uneasy here. And it goes into the penalty area. It's not the best head away from Sawyers into Greaves. I think it's then put into his own goal by Sam Hutchinson. It's just whether or not that's heading on target from Greaves, that effort. Hutchinson, I think, gets his clearance all wrong, but there's at least a way back for Newport. Well, it certainly means now that the defensive rear guard of Wimbledon is going to have to try and be even stronger here. Sasu trying to get his body up, but Baker winning it. Sasu then winning it off him. Into the penalty area he goes. Straight through to Carney. Well, some of those Newport fans must have had all the hope crushed when Sawyers got the second. But with Greaves now scoring, it's set up for a nicely poised finish here, perhaps. Smith with a tired-looking clearance. Brennan getting a foot in. Jeffcott. Forward by Brennan. Woman in possession, which is how they would like it. Jeffcott. Down he goes. Well, Finney says nothing wrong with that from James Furlong. Last minute of stoppage time. Towards the edge of the area, met by Ogundere. Free kick is given this time. Will Finney thinks Sasu's foul was worthy enough to give it no sway. Well, they would score late to draw 2-2 in the game in early December. Will it be deja vu? Off Smith, hit by Evans. Cleared by Ryan Johnson. AFC Wimbledon just want to hear that whistle from the referee. Looks like there will be one last chance for Newport. Throw in. Full-time whistle blows. AFC Wimbledon with another win to keep them on course for promotion out of League Two. It was a second-half performance that was definitely better than their first-half display. Josh Kelly with the first after Kieran Evans' missed clearance. Saw the chance presented to Kelly and how he took it and punished Newport to put them in the lead. The second was then followed up for Wimbledon by Romain Sawyers. That man, Josh Kelly, providing the assist. He set Sawyers up, who produced a classy finish to score his first for AFC Wimbledon and put the promotion chasers 2-0 up. 2 minutes into 5 additional minutes in stoppage time in the second half. Ollie Greaves, the Newport sub, will score via a deflection off of Sam Hutchinson, but it was not enough as Newport County have been beaten here on home soil, and FC Wimbledon, as a result, moved back into the top 3 tonight, and more precisely and specifically into second place. Full time, Newport County 1, FC Wimbledon 2.